Right now, $17 billion in Social Security retroactive payments is being distributed to hundreds of thousands of Americans who were previously underpaid or wrongfully denied their full benefits. And if you or someone you love worked in a government job, a public school, a fire department, a police department, or any position that had a pension, you need to watch every single minute of this video because there is a very real chance that money belongs to you and you do not even know it yet. By the end of this video, you will know exactly who qualifies, how to find out if you are owed retroactive benefits, and the specific steps to take right now to make sure you receive every dollar that is legally yours. Let me explain why this $17 billion payout is happening and why it matters so deeply right now. For decades, two provisions in the Social Security law quietly reduced or eliminated benefits for millions of Americans who had also earned a pension from a job that did not pay into Social Security. These two provisions were called the Windfall Elimination Provision and the Government Pension Offset. In plain language, if you worked as a teacher, a firefighter, a police officer, a federal employee, or in certain state and local government positions where your employer did not withhold Social Security taxes from your paycheck, these two rules could slash your Social Security benefit significantly or wipe out your spousal or survivor benefit entirely. Millions of people spent years receiving far less than they were entitled to, or nothing at all, because of these two rules, and many of them never fully understood why. Then in January 2025, Congress passed the Social Security Fairness Act. This was not a minor adjustment. This was the repeal of both the Windfall Elimination Provision and the Government Pension Offset, two rules that had been reducing benefits for over 40 years. And because the law was made retroactive to January 2024, SSA is now required to go back, recalculate benefits for every affected person, and pay out the difference for every month since January 2024 that those people were underpaid. That retroactive payment is what created this $17 billion distribution, and it is one of the largest retroactive Social Security payouts in the history of the program. I want to tell you about a woman I will call Lorraine. Lorraine is 72 years old, a retired public school teacher from Illinois who taught 4th grade for 31 years. Because her teaching position was covered by a state pension system that did not pay into Social Security, the Windfall Elimination Provision had been reducing her Social Security retirement benefit, which she had earned from summers and part-time work over the years, by hundreds of dollars every single month. And because her late husband had also worked, she expected to receive a spousal survivor benefit after he passed away 3 years ago. But the Government Pension Offset eliminated that survivor benefit almost entirely because of her teacher's pension. Lorraine had been living on significantly less than she was legally entitled to for years, and she had simply accepted it because she did not know the rules had changed. When a benefits counselor explained the Social Security Fairness Act to her and helped her contact SSA, Lorraine discovered she was owed retroactive payments going back to January 2024, plus a permanent increase in her monthly benefit going forward. She told me, "I thought that was just the way it was. I had no idea I was owed more." That is exactly the situation hundreds of thousands of people are in right now. So who specifically qualifies for these retroactive payments? Let me be very clear and specific here because this is the most important part of this entire video. You may qualify if you worked in a job covered by a government pension where Social Security taxes were not withheld from your paycheck. This includes retired public school teachers in many states. It includes firefighters and police officers covered by municipal or state pension systems. It includes federal employees who were hired before 1984 and covered under the old civil service retirement system rather than the newer federal employees retirement system. It includes certain state and local government workers across the country whose employers opted out of Social Security coverage. And it includes the spouses, divorced spouses, and surviving spouses of people in any of these categories whose own Social Security benefits were reduced or eliminated by the Government Pension Offset. Here is something that surprises many people. And this is where the real money often is. Even if you yourself were not significantly affected by these provisions, if your spouse or your late spouse worked in one of these government positions, your spousal or survivor benefit may have been reduced or eliminated under the Government Pension Offset. With that provision now repealed, you may now be entitled to a spousal or survivor benefit you were previously denied, plus retroactive payments going back to January 2024, covering every month you should have been receiving that benefit, but were not. Now here is where things get complicated, and I want to walk you through this carefully because SSA is processing these cases in a specific order. SSA began issuing retroactive payments and benefit increases in early 2025, starting with the cases that were easiest to recalculate automatically using data already in their system. Many beneficiaries have already received their retroactive lump sum payment directly deposited into their bank accounts. Others are still waiting because their cases require manual review, additional documentation, or more complex recalculation. If you believe you qualify and you have not yet received a retroactive payment or a notice from SSA about a benefit increase, your case may still be in process, or it may have been overlooked entirely. SSA has stated that it is working through affected cases as quickly as possible, but with hundreds of thousands of people to recalculate and a workforce that is already stretched, some cases are taking longer than others. The most important thing you can do if you believe you qualify is not wait and hope SSA finds you. Contact SSA directly and make sure your case is in their system for review. I need to stop here and warn you about something critical. Because this $17 billion payout has received significant attention, scammers are actively targeting affected groups right now. Retired teachers, firefighters, and government workers are receiving phone calls from people claiming to be SSA representatives who say they can help process your retroactive payment faster for a fee. Others are receiving emails with links to fake SSA websites asking for personal information to verify your eligibility. Please hear this clearly. SSA does not charge fees to process your benefits. SSA does not call you and ask for payment to release money that is owed to you. If anyone contacts you claiming they can speed up your retroactive payment in exchange for money or personal information, that is a scam. Hang up, report it, and call SSA directly at 1-800-772-1213 to check your actual account status. Here is your complete step-by-step action plan. Step 1. Determine whether you or your spouse worked in a government position covered by a pension where Social Security taxes were not withheld. If you are not sure, check your old pay stubs or pension documents and look for whether FICA or Social Security taxes were deducted. If they were not, you were likely in a non-covered position. Step 2. Log into your My Social Security account at ssa.gov and review your current benefit amount and your payment history. Check whether you have already received a retroactive deposit or whether your monthly benefit amount has recently increased. Step 3. If you have not received any change in your benefit and you believe you qualify, call SSA at 1-800-772-1213 and specifically ask whether your account has been flagged for recalculation under the Social Security Fairness Act. Ask for a case status update and write down the name of the representative you speak with and what they tell you. Step 4. If you are a surviving spouse or a divorced spouse of someone who worked in a non-covered government position, contact SSA and ask specifically about your eligibility for survivor or divorced spouse benefits under the new rules. Many people in this category have no idea they now qualify for benefits they were previously denied. Step 5. If you contact SSA and are told your case is still being processed, ask for an estimated timeline and ask whether there is any documentation you can provide to help move the process forward. Sometimes providing your pension documentation directly to SSA can speed up a manual recalculation. For caregivers and family members, please share this information with retired teachers, former government workers, firefighters, police officers, and their surviving spouses in your life. Many of the people most affected by this payout are elderly, living alone, and not connected to the news sources where this information is being reported. A phone call or a visit this week to share what you learned in this video could help someone you love recover thousands of dollars in retroactive payments they are legally owed. The broader picture here is worth understanding. The Social Security Fairness Act passed with rare bipartisan support precisely because the injustice it corrected was undeniable. People who served their communities as teachers, as first responders, as public servants, people who also worked additional jobs and paid into Social Security, had been penalized for decades simply because of how their primary employer structured their pension. That penalty is now gone. The money they were shorted is now being returned, and the monthly benefit they should have been receiving all along is now being corrected going forward. This is your money. This is money that belongs to people who earned it, who contributed to their communities, and who deserved better than what those two provisions delivered for over 40 years. Check your eligibility this week. Contact SSA if you have not already heard from them. Help the people around you understand that this payout exists and that they may be part of it. You deserve every dollar that is owed to you, and now you know exactly how to go get it.